and you find yourself on a vast plain. There is a huge mountain in the distance, blue skies above you. And you are not you, but you don't know who you are. And you're on your hip, and you're looking out. And as your vision starts to come into focus, you see a gigantic being crash down in front of you, and gigantic angelic wings unfurl. And with a 16, you definitely know it's a solar. And then you see two more on his flank come down and outstretch their wings in protection of you. And as you do that, you notice the tip of a ruby red rod in the distance peeking out underneath their wings to your vision. Here is what happened. Last week was an all-out brawl between the Medusas and the Galabdur. The Galabdur somehow multiplied, and as the fight was going on, two figures emerged from the entrance, Nexor and Shroud, and they joined the battle on the good guy side. You guys being the good guys, in case that needs clarification. Honestly, if we go back to Phandalin, it's always a little bit iffy because you know. So there were some missed
Nexor
cues.
knows, or not Nexor. Barthen certainly knows.
Barthen is very conflicted about you guys most of the time. Not that you guys have ever caused any harm to Phandalin. Nothing bad has ever came their way along with you or next to you. It's a perfectly normal little hamlet. So Nexor and Shroud enter into the battle, and the rock creatures are overcome. And Nexor casts a very specific spell on the Medusa, Phantasmal Killer, in which her vision of fear clouded her mind to a point that she took an action for fear of dying unbeautifully, as it were. And she rushes into the room, and Echo found Grum and this Medusa stoned intertwined as she's wrapped around him, looking back at her reflection, both completely petrified. Nexor rushes in and delivers a letter to Echo, who is praying for some relief. And that's where we'll pick it up with. First, Nexor, describe what Echo sees when she looks at you. She looks at you. Who is Nexor?
Before I get into that, thanks for saying it's Nexor's fault for the Medusa being petrified around.
I'll tell you this. I was debating on putting out that point. It was not my plan to do this to her last week, but it became a question of what is her biggest fear? And an ugly death was the answer. So now you know.
So the audience needs to know that Echo is already mad at me. Thanks for making her more mad at me.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. That being said, Nexor. You see before you he's about 4'6", 4'7" mountain dwarf. He's bald. He's got a white beard. He's pretty aged. He's about 64, 65. And he's wearing some robes and has a great axe on his back. But he's also wearing armor over the robes and carrying what appears to be a spell book. And the spell book is like this kind of faded, tattered, black leather binding. And the pages are all like, you can clearly see that it's used. But on the cover, it's like this kind of like this magical seal type of shape. Think something like Doctor Strange or whatever, and it's just glowing with like yellow light and like maybe some like quote unquote dust particles whenever he uses it. Other than that, I think that's pretty much Nexor. Oh, he's carrying a rod that's got, you know, like octopus tentacles on it.
Which Nyx had an encounter with the last week. It was like right on her hip.
Correct.
She has
and he's
never
also
met
got
you
like
before.
his backpack is full, like it's stuffed to the brim. He's got a satchel that would obviously be filled with other kinds of books, as well as a scroll case or two.
All right.
But he wears glasses as well. He's got spectacles.
So after you deliver this letter and this package, the letter which Echo read and unsealed, and this basically sword hilt without a sword, what does Nexor do next?
Nexor would address Echo actually and he would ask her, or no, he would not ask her. He would tell her, "Dear young one, I come from Van Lin with the intention and purpose of assisting you and your companions." And then you kind of see him tick a little bit, like his neck twitches, and he starts kind of muttering like, "I wasted time. I got here too late. It's the wrong future. Blah blah blah." And he says, I beg your forgiveness. And he kind of kneels and he says, "I beg your forgiveness, for I was too late." And that's it. It stays there waiting for your response.
Echo?
So when Nexor is doing this, has Echo read the letter yet?
That's up to you. I would imagine you're probably just finished reading it.
I thought you read it last session.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm doing things in the right order.
Okay.
So Echo kind of, sniffles a little bit and tries to wipe off her face, and she's probably still crying. But she's gonna put her hand on your shoulder and kind of give you a little squeeze and say, we appreciate the haste that was surely required to get here even now. And we would welcome any help that we can get. I'm sure my friends would be glad to have some more manpower. Once we get moving again or reconvene, we can talk specifics. But I think that's going to be just a minute, so.
Okay, and as this conversation goes on, not to jump from it, but Framp stepped away for a second, probably went out to drain the lizard, as they say, and stepped out of the city. Nyx, you are left alone with the second person that came down those stairs and fought at your side. Shroud, who does Nyx see when she looks down at you?
So Nyx would see 5'11", almost 6 foot tall man or woman with a white mask covering his face and a red hood with a cape around it. He also has two masks on his chest. One is blue and the other one is red. And he has a jewel clasp. It's actually a sapphire clasp holding his hood and cape on. And along with that, there is a matching sapphire jewel embedded into his short sword that matches it. And that's about it.
Okay, so you two. So one, Frowode is still alive. He is basically just a rocking, crying boulder at this point. Nyx and Shroud, you'd probably hear. Echo, are you loud enough that they're going to hear sobbings?
Probably.
You do hear sobbings coming from the room. What do you two do? What do you two say?
So you want me to say something, right?
That's up to you guys. Nyx and Shroud, you're out there in the hallway together. Do you guys just kind of stand there, or do you look around? Do you go in the room?
I think I would probably go and check on Echo.
Okay, so as you would go in the room, you notice Frowode is alive and just rocking. He was very deadly like a couple minutes ago, and now he's just a big, sobbing, gigantic boulder baby.
I mean, I kind of feel for him because we did have a little bit of a connection before I blasted him.
He might have been friendly to you if circumstances did not dictate what they dictated. Okay, so Nyx, you go in the room. Shroud, do you go with her? Do you hang back? You could talk with the boulder. You could search around.
No. I think I want to talk with the boulder.
All right. So as you address it, he stops rocking back and forth, and his head very timidly peeks up close to the ground, and his eyes just look up at you. And it's got this hurt pet kind of vibe to it. What would you say to him?
I would ask him what happened to the Medusa, because I wouldn't really know yet. And then I would kind of try to see if there is a way to unpetrify her.
So he would respond. He would say, "Oh, the Medusa, Anna, oh, Lady of Stone, she vanished from our hearts. Here, I'll show you if you can handle sad things without breaking down." And as he says it, you can see just, there shouldn't be water in a rock, but it's just starting to well in his eyes. And he motions for you to come in, and he's taking very slow, deliberate steps. And normally his head is in one piece, but from the fighting, he takes off what is like a cap shape from his head, and he holds it in both down in front of his legs, like he's holding a cap. And he goes, "Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, look at her." And as you walk in, you see this scene of the two intertwined statues, a crying Asimir, a dwarf, I'm going to say babbling to himself. And so this is what you see, and he stands back almost in reverent mourning. First, Nyx, how do you react to this?
I mean, my used to be rock buddy is kind of crying.
He is. So is Echo.
So is Echo, yeah.
So is Echo. Blaster.
I'm gonna say no. We know where Nyx's loyalties really lie.
I mean, I feel bad for Echo too. I kind of almost want to say to Echo, I'm sorry we lost our buddy. but it looks like a new friend has come along, and maybe a budding friendship will happen as we go into future endeavors and adventures with our 2 new companions.
And just a real quick question, Nexer. Have you rolled your 2 dice yet?
Yes. Do you need me to tell you?
Yeah, you can either send it to me or just tell me. Just so
3 and 10.
Okay. Just remember I think it has to be done before they roll. Just give me a heads up if and when you want to use them.
Let me confirm that, I believe.
And Shroud, the rock creature, is looking out over the scene, and it is a scene of clear morning. And let's roll back to Echo. Echo, the room is now much more filled. What are Echo's next steps?
Let's see. She is going to take probably just another minute, acknowledge Nyx, and she kind of sniffles and says, "You're right. We're," and she holds up the letter, and she's got kind of this sad smile, and she says, "But they believe us. They believe us. Their armies in or on their way to Phandalin. Waterdeep knows. Baldur's Gate knows. We're not alone." And she's gonna look at Nexor, and she's gonna get up and kind of dust off her pants, and she's gonna dig in her pack, and I'm gonna take out a little bundle wrapped in cloth, and I'm gonna lay it between Grump's feet, and I'm gonna say another little, just quiet, general prayer of like funerary rites, and I'm gonna kind of pat the little bundle, and I'm gonna say, "You are a very good boy, and I think you two need to stay together."
Y'all.
So yeah, and then I guess I'm just gonna turn and look at everybody else.
Out of curiosity, Frowode, the rock creature, is just hanging in the back with a big giant rock cap in his hands as he's looking downwards. Do you do anything?
Well, that was the next thing. So Echo's kind of getting a scan of the room, and she's gonna look at Nyx, and she's gonna reach down, and she's gonna grab Grum's great axe, and she's gonna look at Nyx specifically. Do you think we should kill him? We don't have time, right? And she's kind of like warring with herself here.
As you're warring with yourself, he takes a step forward and looks at you, and he says, "I understand some bad blood gets spilt, and you have my sincere apologies. Just know that I will stand here and protect these beautiful statues to make sure that nothing hurts them. If anybody comes and tries to hurt them on this landing, I will go up the stairs and tell them they're not welcome, and these statues will be forever under my protection."
Can I roll an insight?
Yeah, go ahead. If you're trying to see if he's sincere, it's a very low DC.
Well, that's a 24.
He is absolutely sincere. his reverence and connection to that Medusa and the things that she produced, it is like, imagine a great Renaissance artist and one of their students being tasked with protecting their masterpieces. He very sincerely would not let any harm come to these things while he is alive.
Okay. So I'm gonna look back at the statues and then back at him, and the great axe kind of sags. And I'm gonna ask, how many more of you are there?
He looks and he says, well, here, there was just me and my brothers. Ain't no more of us here. Out in the wide world, Talhundereth could be any border you see, any rock in a stream, any bulge in a distant mountain. That could be us. But here is just me. We were the lucky ones. We found the sculpture a living stone. Oh, I miss it so much. And he starts to tear up again.
Right. You promise to watch them.
Cross my rock heart and hope to rock die.
Okay. And Echo's gonna walk over to him, and I'm gonna cast Healing Hands for 7 hit points.
He gets back 7 hit points, and he needs them. He is quite badly damaged. And he puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, don't worry, I got this. Now,
You better.
if you're going forward, just be careful of the little floaty brainy things. They like to latch onto you. They tried to latch onto me once, and I said, not now, and I smacked it. Now,
Well, you sound very brave indeed.
yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing, doll. Now look here. The other ones, the ones with the green and weird and ugly faces, don't negotiate with them. They're always talking about, well, the obelisk is coming. Well, ain't no obelisk here. Only one stone lady here, and it ain't your obelisk, and I sent them running. They're packing. They're somewhere down the other way. I think they're headed down towards the crypt.
It's good to know.
Don't let them attach to you.
Could I roll something to maybe ease his pain of the, loss of her? Like maybe tell him that, she's forever mortalized in stone and forever beautiful.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
He looks at you and he says, I thank you for the sentiment. But I understand. She's a beautiful girl. It's a very nice sentiment. I'm Froode, by the way. I don't know if we introduced each other before we all started throwing fists.
Well, I am Shroud.
It's my
Nice
pleasure.
to meet you, Froode.
It's my pleasure. You're always welcome in my stony abode.
Well, I appreciate it, Froode.
Now, this might be a weird question, but since we've all got to know each other, why y'all come down here? Nobody comes in this place anymore.
We're actually after the obelisk and pieces of it, and to stop the brain monsters.
Oh God, you're not members of the Court of the Obelisk, are you? That's what those mutated things are. I wonder if they killed the drow that's down there.
We can hope.
Well, as I said, I didn't let him come here. I sent him a packing. You guys can rest here if you want. Our lady's bed is in the other room. It feels kinda weird, but I don't think she's gonna need it no more.
Echo just grinds her teeth. I'm gonna look at Nyx and Shroud and Nexor and kind of hold out my hands and let some magic flow into him a little bit. If we need a rest, this is probably the last one that we're gonna get. And I can make a safe spot for us for 8 hours. It'll be a little cramped, but it's on the table.
I think Nexor, if we decide to do that, Nexor would try to insist that you allow him to do that. So, really quick, top of game, you're talking about casting alarm?
No.
Oh, your hut. That's right.
Yeah.
The hut that they think is DM proof.
Right. Well, you know what? We can double down. We'll double down. What's the range? What's the size of the hut again? 30 feet, 20 feet?
It's very cramped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's even that. Let me look at it real quick. There it is. Let's see. It's a 10-foot emanation.
Very cramped.
Okay, so if you want to create your hut, it lasts for 8 hours?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to do that, I can double down with alarm, which is a 20-foot cube. So we can kind of like have a little bit of other space to like roam about outside.
It might be nice to not sleep on top of each other since only two of us are really familiar.
Honestly, yeah, right. So I think Nexor would kind of address Frowode, not by name, but he would say, Rotkin, you are being most cordial with them. I have only just now had the pleasure of making your acquaintance. But would you be opposed to standing watch while we come to terms with things ourselves?
I'll let nothing hurt yous. Unless they hurt me first and I stop moving. I mean, you take your chances.
We would be most appreciative of your service. Thank you.
No problem. I'll bar the door. I'm telling you, there's a bed in there if you want to take it. Take the bed. One of you take the bed. Y'all want to cuddle together in a hut. Take the bed.
I think Echo should take the bed.
He slightly opens the door to show you that it's easily opened.
So is that what we're going to be doing then?
I'm good for it, even though I got full HP.
Right. I
definitely want to role play
right
some
now.
shit a little bit while if we're resting.
If we long rest, there's something I want to do before I go to bed. Well, there's two things I got to do before I go to bed, but
one of them is always brush your teeth. That's what I tell my daughter.
All right, so we're taking a long rest then.
I think we are taking a long rest. Echo, you wanted to do something before you took a long rest.
yes. And now I can't remember the other thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Leoman's Tiny Hut.
It's a tiny hut.
Yep. And I'm just gonna, tell everybody this is available. And then she's going to immediately let me know when I need to take watch. And then she's gonna go into the hut and roll out the bedroll and pull out the hilt. And I'm gonna sit with it and kind of open myself up to Ilmater and think of my father and just try to recall all the memories around this hilt and this crest.
What is your spellcasting ability is wisdom, correct?
I think so. You'd think I'd know that by now, wouldn't you?
You think I would know that by now? Let's not overestimate either of us, please. Low bars. Low bars.
No, I'm pretty sure it's wisdom.
Do me a favor. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Thank goodness it's a saving throw. Come on, big numbers. Son of a bitch. 16.
It's not bad. The +7 really helps carry it.
Yeah.
So, as you attune to it, you lose yourself in it for a moment, and you find yourself on a vast plain. There is a huge mountain in the distance, blue skies above you. And you are not you, but you don't know who you are. And you're on your hip, and you're looking out. And as your vision starts to come into focus, you see a gigantic being crash down in front of you, and gigantic angelic wings unfurl. And with a 16, you definitely know it's a solar. And then you see two more on his flank come down and outstretch their wings in protection of you. And as you do that, you notice the tip of a ruby red rod in the distance peeking out underneath their wings to your vision. And there is something said behind you, but you can't make it out as you come back into being Echo and not whoever that was in the past. And please go ahead and add a Sunblade to your inventory.
Knew it. I knew that's what it was when it was bladeless.
Let's see. Not the legacy one, I'm assuming, right?
I haven't looked up the new one, but no, stick with the 2024 stuff for most of what we can do. I'm assuming they're probably decently similar.
Yeah.
Not the sun. Don't do the sun sword. It's a legendary item from Barovia. Sunblade. They're not horribly different, but the sun sword is sentient.
I don't think Echo can deal with that right now.
It's a singing sword.
As you attune to it and you get this vision, and it's a vision that you saw, are 3 extraordinarily powerful angels that came down in front of whatever that was. As you know that, a beam of pure radiant light extends from that sword, and it acts exactly like a longsword. And your family crest is embossed on that hilt.
Awesome. Now I gotta study. I think the hut and the sword were my 2 things, so I'm good, at least as far as I can remember.
All right, so let's roll to Nexor next. Nexor, what do you do during this rest period?
So before we rest, like once the party starts talking about resting and getting ready for it, I'll start casting a ritual casting alarm. So it'll take about 11 minutes.
Dang.
But once that's cast, I'll address the whole party, but I'll be more so like looking at Echo. But it will be to the whole party, and he'll say, I do come from the area around Phandalin with information. Gwyn has given me knowledge that I am required to bring to your attention. If you would all please gather around so that I may relay it all to you. Does everybody do so?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, bear with me, y'all. It's a little bit, but here goes. We are currently in the ruins of Talhundereth. It is a subterranean temple to how do you say it? Dumathoin?
I would say Dumathoin's
yeah?
good. Yeah.
Okay. Dumathoin is a dwarven god of buried secrets. Millennia ago, Talhundereth was a vibrant and populous temple visited by many worshippers of Dumathoin. It was built above the sacred crypts of the Talhund, where the most ardent priests of Dumathoin were entombed. Talhundereth was as busy as the crypt of the Talhund was peaceful. Miners, merchants, and priests alike came to Talhundereth seeking wisdom, political alliances, secret martial training, and hints at where to find wealth, even. Eventually, however, the passages to Talhundereth grew dangerous, and the temple saw fewer visitors. A few centuries ago, it was abandoned by all but a few vigilant defenders. Mind flayers ended up taking advantage of its depleted state and attacked. During the invasion, a collapse rocked the temple and crypt alike. Both the Mind Flayer invaders and the temple guardians gave up Talhundereth as lost, though the Mind Flayer's psychic stain still remains. That is one message from Gwyn. The second message from Gwyn is that she believes she's discovered the source of light over Phandalin. She believes it's an indicator of a far realm incursion. A incursion of such would threaten Phandalin immediately and eventually the entire region. Word about the pending incursion has been sent out. Your father, Echo, sent Gwyn that letter and package. Both she and I know that the Far Realm is the home of aberrations such as Mind Flayers and Aboleth. It's a chaotic place that doesn't adhere to the laws of physics, and it's extremely hostile towards members of the material plane. And to sum it all up, shit is hitting the fan. And he would kind of just add on that he has spent many of his years studying the Far Realm and Aboleths and Mind Flayers, and knows their language as well. So he knows stuff about it. He's the guy.
All right. Any reaction to that or questions from the party? All right. If not, Shroud, let me ask you this. First, next, or do you do anything else?
let me go through my stuff really quick. I've never played a divination. I don't think I have anything though. You know what? Where is it? Oh, never mind. It's a slide. Nope, that's all.
All right, next let's go to Shroud. Shroud, everybody's talking, kind of settling in. Do you do anything? Do you sit tight? Do you explore around the ruins, the room?
So I would probably just kind of go in the corner. Shroud don't talk much, as you can see. I'd probably go into the corner and make sure my equipment is all good. I have plenty of arrows. And then I would probably sharpen my blade. That way I'm ready for the next battle or bounty that I have to hunt down.
Okay, and as you go in the corner, you don't need to roll to know this, but the statues in a kneeling position, they have that living stone sheen to them. These are also probably victims of the Medusa. And Nyx, do you do anything?
Is there anything of value in this room besides the statues?
Roll an investigation check.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have fun listening to y'all play.
Enjoy. Nyx, you don't find anything in this room per se. Do you limit your search to this room, or do you check anything else?
Choose wisely.
Maybe. How far does her hut go?
How far does what go?
Her little hut. Is it just in this room?
It's like 10 feet. It's like 2 squares. It's like 4 squares total. It's tiny. It's a tiny hut. Not even the room.
No, I think I'll just limit it to the room.
Okay. Everybody go ahead and benefit from a long rest. And as you all come awake in the morning, first, next, will re-roll your 2 dice.
All right. There was 2 and 15.
Alright, so you have a 2 and a 15 in the chamber, just so you know. Alright, so the party wakes up. There is the sobering reality of one, Frowode is just kind of standing guard next to the door like he said he would. The statues are there, and out of the corner of one's eye in that half-awake state, you see the Grum statue. One could even possibly forget for that half a moment, but that's up to you guys. You all benefit from a long rest. Where do you go from here?
No.
Let me pull up my map again. We weren't headed into the crypt, we were headed down the other way, right?
So
Correct. At first.
So the other way by the door led to Gibbet's Crossing. That is, if you exited that and went around. So far, you've only found one other path in Talhundereth itself, and that was explored mainly by Frampt, who wandered off and never came back. No, go ahead. What do you guys do?
Man, those fake they never stick around.
So could we possibly go over here?
You could.
I mean, does that sound okay to the party?
I think Nexor would first take this moment to inform the party of some crucial, maybe not crucial, but interesting info. He tells you all that he has been following this group's escapades for some time now. He knows who you all are. Not you, Shroud. He makes sure to let you know that you are an unknown factor. But Nyx, Echo, Cramped, Grum, even Tobin, he's been following your escapades. And he informs you all and stresses that he is here to teach and to be of service. That being said, Nyx, he tells you that Frowode may be more smitten by you than anyone else and could potentially be useful in the sense of navigating these ruins, and if there's any traps or anything, he might have some extra knowledge that we don't.
You're welcome to ask him.
You're
welcome to ask Frowode.
Yeah, he's basically trying to encourage Nyx to utilize her skills and relationship with this creature. And maybe put him to work for the party in a nice way.
That's kind of what Nyx was thinking as she was being torn between wanting to consult Echo, but also seeing the benefit of having Frowode on our team.
Would you ask anything of Frowode? Or any of his knowledge or information?
I may try to persuade him to help us finish our journey through these halls, if he doesn't mind.
Roll a persuasion check. He looks at you and he says, I understand you want old Frowode to stay on the team, but I swore an oath that I would stand here guarding. How do you think if I leave here and someone goes down those stairs and busts up these statues, that pretty lady over there would never forgive me? And we couldn't have that, could we? I could never forgive myself. The legacy, a legacy gone in one fell swoop. I appreciate the offer, but ain't nothing to it but to do it. Ain't nothing to be afraid of except the brain things. Those brain things that are flying and floating and stinging. You just swat them away.
But you see, my dear Frowode, you could use your help swatting away the little fly thingies.
He points at Shroud and Echo and he goes, they got more dexterity in their thumb than Frowode does in his whole body. I have faith in yous. Trust me to guide the lady and the Lord over there.
Has anyone said his name out loud yet? For Nexor to be able to know him by it?
I think at some point. I think he introduced himself actually at some point too.
Okay, great. Nexor is gonna try to help Nyx and say, Stonekin, what if I am able to... What if I told you I was possible to make this room more secure? Would you then leave this post and aid us in our journey here?
You can roll feel free to roll a persuasion roll.
Can Nyx do it with advantage?
Yeah.
Or do I have to?
Nyx can do it with advantage, just to see if that helps.
Okay.
You've been doing good.
Nyx, go ahead and roll a persuasion with advantage.
Roll a what?
With a persuasion check with advantage. Nexor is trying to help you persuade the Rocky guy.
Ooh.
Oh, dang.
Very nice.
So he takes a step over and he goes, "Little dwarf man, let me ask you a question. If you stood in the hall of all your magics with the person that created the magics, and you got to bask in their glory forever, would you step out of there to go fight some weird monsters? Here, come with me." And he motions you over. And he goes into the room, and anybody that wants to follow him is welcome to.
I'll go halfway in and like first get a glance of the room, and see that it's full of rubble.
So, most of the small room collapsed long ago, forming a narrow passage through the earth into the area beyond. A stone bed draped with furs is the only furnishing here to have survived the collapse. Frowode points at the collapsed area and he says, "Squeeze on through. You'll find everything you need in there."
Unfortunately, I only have one spell slot for this thing. Let me see. Hold on. Let me double check my spell link. Yeah. Damn, that's the. Shoot. I mean, I guess I'll go ahead. I mean, I'm a mountain dwarf specifically, so. I mean, the feature is stone cunning, which just deals with intelligence or history checks on stonework, but whatever. I'll climb. I'm a dwarf.
It's more of a squeeze than a climb. The collapsed rubble kind of broke this wall that lets you in the back of the vault.
I want to follow too.
Absolutely. As you guys look in, you see glittering heaps of coin and statuettes and weapons throughout the room that is covered in a thin layer of dust.
Well, all right then. Is this door locked?
It has 3 locks. You didn't encounter it, but Grum failed to break it down on the other side.
That's right. I remember.
Do you guys explore around the room at all?
Yes, I want to do a, investigation.
Oh, shoot, wrong roll. I'm sorry. Ignore that.
You're historically wise.
Damn. I wasted the better roll on that bullshit.
So, you two see. So, I'm going to give you raw values with the assumption that without like a bag of holding, you can't take all of it. So, the hoard here consists of 510 platinum pieces, 1,250 gold pieces, 12 small gems of various kind worth 100 gold pieces each, a platinum holy symbol of Dumathion worth 150 gold pieces, 3 golden statuettes of dwarf warriors worth 400 gold each, and with the 15... Oh no, Shroud, you got a 0.
I did.
Oh no, you don't even know where you're at, bro. With the 15, you see 2 potions.
Do I see anything, or are my eyes closed?
You see a lot of gold. It's like gold blindness. There's even with the 0, the gold and the platinum is just blatantly there.
So does Nexor does he notice all the gold?
No, I consider it like this. There's so much gold there that there is more gold and platinum than there are you. Like,
Gotcha.
for 510 platinum pieces is a big stash. 1,250 gold pieces, big stash.
I would like to skim some off the top. That way I can get a cut later, too. So I'd like to do like a sleight of hand to kind of pick some out.
Yeah, go ahead and
Go ahead.
Go ahead and do a sleight of hand. It's not cursed gold or anything. The platinum pieces is worth the most. You can certainly, without Nexor noticing too much, put some in your bag.
Okay.
So let's say probably around, let's say 15 pieces with a roll of 15. You can do more if you don't mind Nexor seeing.
I'll just go with 15, and that's 15. How many pieces? Or what kind?
15 platinum pieces. The 15 PPs. The real question for you, Nexor, is what do you do with those potions? And do you do anything with the dwarven stuff?
I kind of use my stout demeanor to kind of push Shroud back out. Not really caring that he took some gold, but just to kind of like nudge him back out. Like, go, get out.
Shroud, do you go?
I'm gonna hang out a little bit.
I'm gonna like address you. I don't know how it'll come off, so forgive me, but his demeanor and all that is very like calm, and think of it like an old man, but not senile. I'm calming. There we go. He's very calm. Anyway, he's gonna say, look, you're an unknown. I don't know you. I'm not trying to get too deep into a squabble, but I have a job to do, and I need you to follow me out of this room.
I'll follow you, but I'll just be a bit behind.
Nexor, do you head out of the room?
I'm kind of like waiting to see how far he's gonna be while we're right there. I need him to be like right on me. Come on.
Okay, before
You pass into the
Before I
other room.
leave the
Frowood is
room.
still there.
I was gonna.
Before I actually squeeze through, though, I want to cast Disguise Self on myself. What was the Medusa like a medium-sized creature, 2 arms and legs and all that good stuff?
Medusas are medium-sized monstrosities. Yes.
So I could disguise myself as Medusa.
Yeah, I'd say they're person-y enough that you could look like a Medusa.
Okay, that's good enough for me. And then Alright.
While we're going out, though, Nexor is gonna actually use Mage Hand to grab like a handful of loose stuff, whatever's readily there, and up to 10 pounds or whatever. And he's just gonna bring it along with him and Shroud as they come out fully. And he's gonna look at Frowode and say, "This is what you refer to." And he's gonna start slowly like letting it fall out of the mage hand onto the floor. And he says, yeah.
As he says, "No, dummy! Get the potions."
Oh, well, shit. Nexor uses Mage Hand to gather up all the stuff, puts it in his own pocket.
Let's say it's like 10 platinum pieces if you grab the highest one that being about a pound each.
Okay. And then yeah, he'll go ahead and grab those 2 potions.
Okay, you have 2 potions. You can do an Arcana check on them if you would like to try to deduce what they are.
I certainly will. Hang on. Where is that thing? Where are we? Okay. Start with that. 23.
One is
Flashback.
one is a potion of invulnerability, and the other is Eyes of Minute Seeing.
Potion of invulnerability. Oh, I can just add them here. Sorry.
Yep, you should be able to add them. Could do a quick search via your inventory button.
Potion. You said it was rare invulnerability.
Potion of
And what was the other one?
invulnerability and Eyes of Minute Seeing. Oh, it's not a potion. It's not a potion at all. Sorry, the way that they worded it, it is little
So
lenses.
it's the Eyes of Minute Seeing. Oh shoot! No, it's not there.
It's little crystal lenses, like little
It's
glasses.
not in the inventory thing, but I'll mark it. Oh, wait a minute. That's because I'm still in potions.
It's like little spectacles that you put on your nose.
Yeah, they give you advantage or whatever on investigation checks, right?
You have advantage on intelligence investigation checks that rely on sight, while searching an area or studying objects within that range.
No. It also gives you dark vision. That's new.
I don't know. I'm still under the legacy tab. If there's a 2024 version, go ahead and take that.
There is.
I
am curious though. I already have dark vision. Is it possible to stack them or no?
Not really. It's like, I would say it's like stacking 2 prescription glasses on one another.
Okay.
While you're wearing them, you still get the other benefits though. You have glasses, right? So you could stack your glasses on your glasses. Do like the glasses switch one hand and then switch it out with the other and like swap them back and forth.
I'll just like retrofit. I'll like use my tools. I have wait, that would probably use Tinker's tools.
Nixer is about to invent bifocals.
No. Oh man, but yeah, no, that's awesome. Okay, so yeah, I'll take those and come right on back and say, hey, these are pretty nifty.
He goes, now the potion will make you strong for a little bit. You're not immortal, but resistant. With that, you don't need a stone guy like me. You gotta trust that I know what I'm doing, and I trust that you know what you're doing. Ain't nothing gonna hurt those 2 over there in their stony embrace.
We appreciate it, Frowo, but nevertheless, we would also appreciate a guide more so than a combat companion. You know the layout of Talhundereth, unlike all of the rest of us here.
Make an insight check.
So,
you guys can each.
Solid 5.
You guys can each. Shroud, you're more than welcome to make one too, since you're there.
I don't really want to make an insight check. I kind of want to just kind of walk by him in the Medusa form and not say anything, and just kind of turn around and wave my finger like for him to follow me.
Give me a second. Let me find the Galabdur block again. Where was that? That is T2. So.
Sorry, I didn't mean to one-up you, Nexor.
You're good.
Alright, so... Ooh, all the monsters have legacy tabs now. That's weird. Oof. He got a nat 20 on his insight check. He doesn't quite believe his eyes that you're a Medusa.
Could I perhaps do a deception check, performance check?
Any checks against that initial 21, at least for a minute. He doesn't seem to believe that you're a Medusa. But he's just looking at you. You can see his eyes go around left and then go back and go right. I'm actually more curious to next, sir, you're in the room with another Medusa. How would Nexer react to that?
I think Nexor would have probably noticed it and probably just be like, what the fuck is this guy doing and why? But also like wanting to maintain his own focus because he is like the bookworm kind of guy. So he's like all about finishing the task at hand, as it were.
So,
you know,
Shroud, he looks at you.
especially knowing what he knows.
He looks at you and he goes, "Can I touch your snakes?"
And I just kind of, I'm still not saying anything. I just kind of lean down towards him.
As you do, there's this big rocky hand that's running its very rough surface across your head. And he goes, "Oh, that's real interesting. Oh, I've wanted to do this for a while. Can I keep a snake or two?" He very carefully kind of like pinches and kind of like, not hard, but pulls just a little bit. And he's like, "These are pretty things. Can you turn people to stone too?"
No, I can't.
But what if, hear me out, you stay here and we'll lure people down and then we stone them. You in?
Do I get to keep the coin?
What coin we're stoning? I don't
Well,
care
I want
what
the
you
coin.
I don't care
We
what you
can
do with
stone
that
them,
stuff.
But I want to keep the coin.
Well, if you let me decorate the statues, you can keep whatever you take.
Sounds like a deal to me.
I don't think Echo's gonna let that fly.
He puts his big stony arm around you, and he starts to come this way, and he just nudges you towards the door with him. Echo and Nyx, he comes out and he says, "Good news, everyone. The new Medusa here told me that I could dress up the statues and do whatever I want to them. I think we're in for a good time. Now I want you to picture this. We got some boas back there, we got some furs, we dress everybody up nice, real pretty, and then we pick them up and we dance with them and we have a ball. Does anybody have a problem with this idea?"
Echo has a sacred flame starting in her hand.
Frowo looks at you and he looks at Shroud, the Medusa Shroud, and he goes, "I don't think that one wants me to touch him."
I think you're right.
He looks at the group and he says, "Trust yourself. It's a straight line almost. At least, I think. I have not really ever been too far from this room." You see, it was our responsibility that if they came down the stairs, at least more than one flight, we would stand up and we would say, "You ain't coming down here." And honestly, most of them listened. Most of them was like, "Okay," and the ones that didn't, they're pretty statues now. But I'll defend with my life. 1 statue, 2 statue, 3 statue, 4. The pretty lady is standing. Ain't here no more.
I think Nexor is gonna tell Frowo to simmer down, and probably brush up on skills dealing with sarcasm and understanding it. And then just be like, address the party, say, "Okay, guys, I feel like he's just gonna stay here, so we should probably just move on." And then just kind of like step forward.
I'm just going to go ahead and display illusion.
You all see Medusa Shroud become normal Shroud again.
What the fuck? I'm gonna look at Nexor. And like still standing in front of the statues. What was in the room? What is happening? We don't have time for this. We need to go.
I concur. He'll give a description of the room. So basically repeat all back what was there, like all the gold and the trinkets and knickknacks and also the items that he picked up. But he will state that it's probably not something worth paying too much attention to right now, because if y'all really wanted it, we could always just come back for it. Right now, we got to figure out what our next steps are.
So I feel like we should, Rod says, feel like we should go down and explore a little bit farther. It's obvious Frowode won't come with us and guide us.
Really, the only places to go are further back to the other room with all the doors and the stairs. At least according to the map so far.
Echo is going to come down to the room, and as she passes Frowode, she'll put a hand on his shoulder and say, "Thank you for watching them. I know you're going to do a good job."
It's my honor.
Do you mind if I go in her room?
As far as I'm concerned, you're the new lady of the house. Minus that weird Medusa that became that guy. He let me touch his snakes.
That guy.
I just kind of raised my hand.
Echo, he's not going to block you going into that room.
Did he call me the lady of the house?
He did.
Just
As far as he's concerned, yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I heard that right. Okay. So I'm going to go in the room, and I'm going to shut the door behind me.
Okay, you
And I'm
see
gonna take
the
a look
bed and
around.
furs. Bed, furs, stone bed specifically. And there is a cave in that seems to allow you to slide past the corner of that wall.
Hang on, let me roll something just for a second. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so a little distracted by that since I don't know what went on. She is gonna slide into this room and take a look around real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Oh boy.
Question. Given that... Oh, never mind.
Given that. Echo, you don't find anything more than they did. The weapons that are represented on the map are there. None of them seem special in any way. A ton of gold, ton of platinum pieces. There is a holy statuette to a holy symbol to Dumathian. And there are 3 golden statues of dwarf warriors.
I'm gonna grab the holy symbol, and I'm gonna grab just a bunch of platinum and a handful of gold.
Right. Let's say they weigh about a pound each per coin. How much would you like to weigh yourself down with?
A pound per coin?
Yeah, well, it's a pound of gold, right? Is that the phrase?
Okay, let me check, see how much weight I'm carrying right now. I don't think it's too bad. Okay.
It's dwarven stuff. It's very thick. Very old too. So keep in mind that this vault has been here for a long time. The kingdom that minted these is long gone into ruin.
Okay. Let me just grab like 20 platinum.
Okay, add 20 platinum pieces to your inventory.
Huzzah! Echo is no longer poor.
Well,
Okay.
You could start a whole new cult of the shiny.
I can.
I know, right?
Who we'll never see again until they're needed.
So scan the room. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time in here. And I'm gonna come back out, and I'm gonna take Grum's great axe and just take 2 huge swipes at this bed.
Make an attack twice.
I'm gonna find Grum's
It
great
is
axe.
the +1, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
You could just roll a d20 if you want.
Oh, it lagged. I'm already rolling.
1 swing, and how about the other? Not bad. You crack the bed into 2, and it splits out. There are big thuds that come from the other room. And as
Nexor turns around to see her catharting on the mattress.
Frowode says, I haven't heard those banging noises from that room in quite some time. It takes me back.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Okay.
As an intelligence-based character, I am legitimately curious as to the working mechanics of that. But anyway.
I'm gonna ask. Yeah.
Sure. What's next, guys?
That's it. I'm gonna come out and kind of put the great axe away, and kind of heave a big sigh. All right, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Indeed so.
Shall we say one last goodbye to Grum before we leave?
You guys keep
I think
talking
so.
about this Grum. Who is Grum?
Boots.
Echo's just gonna point to the statues. I'm gonna side-eye Frollo, and I'm gonna point just a little to the left and point at the Medusa, and not in a way where Frollo can't hear me necessarily, but in a slightly softer tone. That one's Grum, our friend, and that bitch took him.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'm gonna go stand sort of next to Nyx.
Frowode, not catching the full part of that, says, No, they never went in the room and made those noises. It was a completely different time I was talking about.
I've got to get out of this room, you guys. All right. I'm gonna go say goodbye to Grum and Ripper. I'm gonna make sure Nyx knows that we're leaving Ripper here if she's okay with it.
I'm fine with it. I think they would like to be together.
While Echo is giving her final farewell to, or actually Echo and Nyx are giving their final farewells, Jesus, to Ripper and Grum, Nexor is going to use prestidigitation to just create a small little, like, a breeze in their hair to kind of emulate that, like, Grum will still be with them in spirit for the time being. But he'll also verbally say not to diminish your feelings, ladies, but take solace in knowing that he is in fact not dead.
I'm gonna
Consider him nearly preserved.
I'm gonna consider that for a second, and I'm gonna lay my hand axe down next to Ripper. And then I'm just gonna walk to the door.
So as the party exits, everybody please make sure the heroic inspiration button is clicked, as you are all very much deserving of heroic inspiration from all of this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, girl.
And what is the path the party wishes to take? There are many paths before you. Which do you take?
So, have we been down here yet? Or have you guys been down here yet?
Actually, Frampt was exploring that room alone.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, that's the that's my vote. Is that we continue what we were doing already? Because I think we decided not to go into the crypt for whatever reason. I don't remember.
Just to clarify, the outside stairs aren't to the crypt, they're to Gibbet's Crossing. Access to the crypt is through Talhundereth. Actually, through Talhundereth. You have to go into Talhundereth to access the crypt.
That's right. That's what we were doing.
And that is down these stairs, correct?
There's only one way to know for a certainty.
So I think another little thing, because Nexor knows a little bit about what's going on outside of the party's immediate vicinity, he would try to express a need to essentially haul ass with dungeon crawling, because time is still progressing and bad things are going on. You know, it's a lot dealing with these mind flayers, and add to it a drow problem, and now an issue having to deal with Grum being petrified is another one. So he just kind of wants to like emphasize that dungeon crawling should probably be a little quickened for the sake of not wasting time that we don't have. But of course, the party is welcome to do whatever they want. He's here to follow.
Well, he's got a point. I think we should get moving quickly.
Let's go.
Not to mention your own father's letter, like, stated some pretty dire happenings going on as well.
Look,
Outside.
I'm processing, okay?
What?
I said I am processing, okay? We're getting there.
No, by all means, take your time.
All right, let's go. We're going through this door. Oh, I covered Shroud. There we go.
You. It was my bad.
All right. I will reread the text of that room, just so everybody is aware.
We're in this. Oop, the hell? We're in. Oh, we're in this room.
Yeah, many doors lead into this room, which has 4 stone chairs facing each other in the middle of it. One chair is covered with fresh-ish blood.
Can I, since I have not seen it, can I investigate or medicine check that?
Yeah, medicine check works.
Just to find out origin and maybe how old it is.
There are several bones scattered around the bloody chair too, so you see. No, with the 24, with the bones and the blood, you can surmise that it is goat blood.
Awesome. Sacrifices. Great.
Roll an insight check.
Nope.
Never mind.
Did I try?
Can I do an insight check after hearing about the goat blood and stuff?
Yeah, you can get try to do an insighty sight.
Let's see.
I would like to try to.
80.
Yeah, anybody that wants to is welcome to.
And I don't know shit.
That's okay. When people come in initially, their rolls are always kind of iffy.
Yeah, you're
You are right.
straight up. You're being
on par.
hounded and hazed right now, bro. The rolls suck outright.
Nexor, your insight check. There is something sacrificial about them, but it's not in the traditional manner as you would kind of think of a sacrifice. There's something scattered or dark or off about the way it is.
Are there any like footprints or tracks or any?
That would be one survival check.
Oh boy.
Can I assist in that survival check?
You can assist. You can either roll your own or give Echo advantage.
I will roll
I
my own.
You go
I
right.
think he's got this.
Okay, and Shroud, go ahead and roll 2.
Survival, right?
Golly.
Yep. Echo, you don't necessarily notice, but there are 2 sets of trails that Shroud kind of catches on to. One is down this way. The other kind of leads back into here.
Which one is down this way? Which direction down this way?
So the larger grouping, there's a trail that goes down this way that Shroud can make out down the steps. There is a smaller trail that his 21 gives him. It looks like somebody headed back this way. What do you do?
Probably. Shit. I probably should have stipulated this ahead of time. But I would be ritual casting divination. No, scratch that. I'm so sorry. That is not what I'm talking about. Where is it? Where are you? Yeah, augury. That's the one. Augury.
Right, so, let me ask you this: how much other stuff are you doing on top of the ritual casting for augury? Like, are you mainly focusing on the spell, or are you exploring the room?
Aside from that insight check, I'm mostly just casting the spell.
Okay. Out of curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
So it takes about 11 minutes to cast. Does the group just kind of, while he's casting that, does the group wait 11 minutes and just sit in the nice non-soiled chairs? Or what does the group do while Nexer is very obviously running through some kind of magic ritual?
I do want to say, I like I said, I forgot to mention it earlier, but it would have been started by the time we head out of the room. So even though it's some time, it's still not a lot of time.
If you think of it, 11 minutes in this context, it's not like instantaneous. It would certainly still be a little bit farther off to go. But while he's doing that, do you guys just sit back and wait, or do you guys explore anything?
I think I want to follow these this one set of tracks up to the top
Okay.
here. So
Okay, Dad. Do you wait for the ritual to go off, or do you go towards that room?
I'm not waiting for the ritual.
Okay. Would you like to open the door?
I would like to check the door for anything out of the ordinary before I try to open it.
So that is an investigation check.
Crap. Okay. Jeez.
You don't detect anything. It's a door.
Okay. I'll go in then.
All right. So you open it up.
Yep.
Okay. So as you do, you see a creature, a humanoid creature with green skin and hair that is matted and eyes that have a slight tinge green glow to them. And this creature looks up at you and says, "All hail Obelisk!" Hey, let's go ahead and roll initiative real quick.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. I thought I set off the statues when I hit the bed, so I'm just glad it wasn't me.
Ah,
I got an 18.
Who am I close to right now? Nobody. All right, never mind.
You're close to yourself.
I don't know that I can give myself advantage on initiative, can I?
I don't know what the feature is.
Let me put it real quick. It's not Vigilant Blessing. Oh, nope, I can do it. So I have Vigilant Blessing.
Would you like to give yourself one more rolly roll?
Did one already go through for me?
No. 2 rolly rolls.
17.
Okay, with a 17, you don't go first. So, here's what happens. This mutated thing steps forward, and as he does, Shroud, he tries to hit you, literally hit you with his hand. For an 18 to hit.
So I actually want to use my reaction, uncanny dodge.
Okay, uncanny. Let me think what uncanny dodge does. I think
when
that
an attacker you can see hits you,
that halves the damage, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give you all of the damage first. And it's going to be 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And as his hand hits you, you feel streaks that reach into your brain and kind of swipe at it as well. And you will take 12 points of psychic damage, so that's 18 altogether. Uncanny dodge would half it to 9.
9.
And as the one hand hits, the other hand follows. For an 8 to miss. And you notice one more thing in the room. You see this little floating thing with little minute tentacles floating off of it as it swirls about. And it flies under Phallic's legs. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
21.
You get out of this thing's way as it literally tries to latch onto you. But after it can't latch onto you, it just kind of hauls its head back and slams into you with its head for a 21 to hit. And it does not physically hurt, but your head hurts. As you 21 points of psychic damage.
Holy crap.
As this thing slams into you. The good news is that it is not attached to you. Shroud, you are next to go.
So I take 21 points of damage from that last hit?
21, it rolled 2 10s on a 3d10 roll. It rolled very well.
Okay.
It is your turn. These things are each right there.
But they're not latched onto me?
Neither of them are latched onto you, but not for lack of trying.
Okay, so I want to attack the green slimy thing. Actually, hang on 1 minute.
Okay, do you want to attack the Encephalon Gemiol or the humanoid mutate? Falfirk.
The humanoid mutate.
Alright, go ahead and attack.
Alright. The 18.
18 hits the mute. You want to hit the human, right? Or the mutate, that hits.
Yeah. Yeah, they haven't made. And then, sorry, 6 points of piercing.
Okay, so you hit into it. You think it's a decently good blow. It looks like it could take a lot, though. And it just looks at you with these sickly eyes as you dig your short sword into it. Would you like to do anything else?
I'm looking at them real quick. Because if I move, they get opportunity attack, right?
Let's see. You're a rogue.
I was looking for something. I thought there was something I could get away without.
If cunning, I think cunning action can disengage. Yeah, you can cunning action disengage, which as a rogue that changes disengage from an action to a bonus action. So you can use that and move away without triggering an attack of opportunity from either of them.
Okay, that's what I want to do then, disengage.
That is a wise course of action rather than stand there. As you retreat, what do you tell the group?
I tell them that there's a green slimy thing in there and there's a little bug that hit the shit out of me.
And with that, Echo, you are now informed.
Shit. She's gonna like kick off the ground, and I'm gonna activate one of my uses of Steps of Night. Not Eyes of Night, Steps of Night. There it is. So, hovering, I'm gonna try to stay as close to the wall as possible, but I'm gonna shoot a guiding bolt at, let's see, at the humanoid.
All right, Falfark, go ahead and roll.
Guiding bolt is my attack roll, so let's see. Oh my gosh!
It manages to weave a perfect like swiggle through all of them and hit ineffectively against the bed.
All right, well, I'm going to step back here, and I'm going to throw a healing word at Shroud.
How much does Shroud get back?
Am I new here? What is going on?
Oh no, you guys did so well against the rock people, and now it's all crumbling down.
Well, Shroud gets 6 points.
Alright.
Okay, Echo, that's it, correct?
Yeah.
Nexer, your ritual doesn't go off, but I'll tell you that the omens are bad.
Nexor will 5. Okay, hold on, real quick. Where generally, what's the perspective like? It's kind of still in the room with a door in front of it. So like,
so the door's
clearly
open.
where I'm standing now is I can't see it. But like,
the door is open. Let's say that if you took like this somewhere along this angle here, you can probably see the encephalon. Alfric, if you probably took somewhere around this angle, you could probably catch sight of somewhere in here.
Okay, I think this is within 30 feet. If I move here, I think I'm within range. Because, yeah, that's... Nope, I gotta be one closer. I gotta go over it. Yeah.
Okay. Let's say you have like somewhat sight on each of them at that point.
Okay, with that, I need him to give me a strength saving throw.
Okay. Both of them, I'm assuming?
I can only target one.
Which would you rather target?
Let's go with the green guy. For now.
Falfark?
Yeah.
Alright, Falfark will do a strength saving throw. Which he will fail with a 7. What would you like to happen to him?
He is going to take 8 bludgeoning damage because I am casting Maximilian's Earth and Grass.
Okay. So 8 points of damage. And
he is also now restrained. He cannot move.
Okay. He is currently restrained.
And Nexor will verbally state out loud that it is safe to attack him because the spell itself, this part is not verbally stated, but the spell itself does not say anything about if he takes damage, he gets to roll. It's just, he's stuck now.
Okay, I'm assuming he gets a save on his turn.
On his turn, he gets a save, but everybody can attack him freely and it won't give him any extra saves.
Cool. As he gets restrained by your Maximilian's Earth, he just starts rocking back and forth and says, Obelisk, obelisk, we are coming, obelisk. It's just very rhythmic, like it's in its own head. Anything else, Nexer?
That's everything.
Alright, Nyx, there is a battle to be had. What would you like to do?
When is there not a battle to be had?
In dungeons, not as often as one would think.
I can only move 30 feet, right? Or is it 60?
You have a movement speed of 30 unless you dash, then you have 60. Dash being a full action, though.
I'm guessing she's just gonna dash over to here behind Echo.
Okay. Alright, dash being your action. Anything else?
Can I cast a witch's bolt from here?
Did you move more than 30 feet?
I did. I'm at a dash, so that's 60.
Okay, so where were you to start? Were you like right here?
I was like right here.
So
30 would have
That's
been
within
here.
range.
So if you go here, it's over 30, but if you go like in one of these spaces, you can go under 30. So like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, like 30 is anywhere in here. And if you're like standing here with your feet on the blood chair, you can get line of sight to cast witch bolt without having to waste your action to dash.
Okay. I'll do that.
I assume the chair would be about waist high as well, roughly.
Yeah, it's about a chair height.
Yeah, that's half covered.
I'll just stand on top of the chair and cast witch's bolt.
Okay, roll for attack. What level are we blasting this thing at?
I'm just gonna cast at a 1.
Alright, so the initial blast misses, but you do feel the energy encircle him for future charges. And it's going to go to them. Alright, so Nexer, you're saying you get cover from the chair. Sounds good to me. So Falfark puts his hands on his head and his temples, and as he's chanting, you see something shoot out from his forehead at you. Oh, he's at disadvantage, so I'm gonna re-roll and take the lower. 18 to hit.
I will use shield, so it misses.
Alright, so your first use of shield, this psychic bolt of energy jolts at you, and you put your hand up and wave it away. As his first one waves away, he turns his second one at Nyx.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Nyx.
So...
Oh wait, no, not sorry, because I know what you can do. You got this. You got this.
So, at disadvantage, 14 to hit. I don't think that hits. That's just shy of hitting you, Nyx. So you see this bolt of dark psychic energy come at you and dissipate before it hits. And he used his action to attack, so he's not going to be able to use an action to do a strength check. The other little thing will fly out. And Echo, I need you to do a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no. Alright, dex save. There it is. Can't read. 13?
This little thing attaches to your leg.
Oh no.
And it does so with a slam that... So the slam doesn't hurt, but it is now physically attached to you. Shroud.
Do I take that 13 damage?
No, the 13 was his attack roll.
Oh, I understand. Sorry.
So I probably can't hit that thing without hurting Echo.
You can try. I mean, Echo likes to be attacked with swords. Right, Echo?
Of course. Try it, Shroud.
Don't tempt me.
Do what you gotta do.
One moment.
It's always a good idea to take out the healer first.
That's what I think, honestly.
Okay, so I want to. Has it taken damage?
You haven't seen it get hit yet, no.
It's taken damage.
The Encephalon hasn't. The humanoid
sorry, I thought it was
mutate
talking about
has.
the thing.
Nope, and
So-
Shroud very specifically stabbed the other one too, so he would definitely know the other one took damage.
Yeah, right. I want to toll the dead on the Encephalon.
Okay.
Oh.
So that is a wisdom save, right?
Yes. A wisdom save of.
Yeah, he definitely makes it. He rolls a 20.
Oh my god.
Damn, with a fucking +1 again, man.
Okay, any other action, Shroud?
No, I believe that's it.
Alright, so Echo, I have news.
Uh-huh.
Take 11 points of piercing damage at the start of your turn as you feel this little thing literally start to leech into your leg.
Okay. I didn't check this before, and I may have just shot myself in the foot here.
I'm about ready to shoot you in the leg next round.
Oh, good. Okay.
I wish I saw this unknown horse beforehand. I could have prepared.
Trust me,
Okay.
I think no matter what, the omens wouldn't have been in your favor.
I was gonna say, the Portents are pretty good at being hard to follow, so fuck it.
All right. I grab
Little bitch.
the sword hilt. And I'm going to use my bonus action to summon the Blade of Radiance.
As you do, a bright golden blade erupts forward.
And I'm going to take a swing at a little leech on my leg and just see what happens.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
So, I would miss too, honestly. Imagine pointing a lightsaber sword at your thigh and trying to do surgery on yourself. I would miss too. Anything else?
Nope, that's my action of my bonus action.
Nexer? Neko, anything? Nexer? Go ahead.
Nexor is going to step 5, 10 feet. First of all, let me re-roll this bludgeoning damage because I'm just going to use an action to damage him more. That's another 8 bludgeoning damage for him.
He
But I'm
just
also
keeps
going to
chanting.
cast. Huh?
He just keeps chanting as he takes the damage.
I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Dragon's Breath on Echo as I step up to her.
Okay.
So she gets Dragon's Breath. Hold on, let me read that really
Does
quick.
she get to choose which kind of dragon it is, or do you?
Which one will increase her? So it ends. It's Dragon's Breath. Oh shit, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. Scratch that. I can't do it because it's concentration.
You can. It would just end the other
Yeah,
spell.
no, I'm gonna keep the hand up for now, so let me see. Let me come back here.
Again, it's not official until you take your hand off the piece.
Right. No, never mind. That's my turn. I'm sorry.
Okay. Nyx, you are magically connected to Falfark. So you can use a bonus action to charge your witch bolt, and you still have an action at your disposal.
Okay.
Obelisk, 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 obelisk.
Jock you.
Actually, so the extra charge is just 1d12. Because it's not, because you're already attached to it.
Okay.
So if you want, we can keep the 6, which was the first one, or you can roll a new d12. Your choice.
I'll roll a d12. Which one's a...
On the bottom, it's the one right underneath the d20, second from the top.
I should have stuck with the 6.
So he takes 4 points of damage, and you can see the electricity hit into him. You still have your action. Is there another thing you would like to do?
I can't give Echo Dragon's Breath, can I?
So you can. Doing so would stop the Witch Bolt, though. So you would, it'd be a trade-off one for the other. You can't concentrate on 2 spells at the same time.
Right, that's what I thought. How psychic, or how strong is its psychic ability for the humanoid?
That's really hard to tell outside of that you've seen it use psychic attacks.
And it hits like a truck, too.
They all hit like trucks. That's the fun of
little
it.
one, like a truck.
If they each hit you right, they each hit like a truck.
Can I try to cast Mind Silver at it?
Against Falfark or the little Encephalon?
The little Encephalon.
You can. So let me look up Mind Sliver real quick. It's a cantrip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can definitely try. And it's an intelligence saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, let's see how it does. It rolls a 12. So
Okay.
Oh, wow.
it fails.
So do I roll 2d6 then?
Let's see. You are above 5th level, so yep, roll 2d6. So, as you would normally rend this thing's mind, it seems entirely unaffected by the damage. And it just kind of hangs where it was at.
Oh, Dave.
Well, I tried.
No, that's good information, especially for Nexor.
Alright, and Falfark is still hands to temples. Nexor, this is at you. And that will miss with a 12. And he is still going to try to break your concentration this way.
It takes an action.
Not if he hits you.
I'm sorry, never mind. I was thinking of something else. I heard break, and I just assumed the hand.
Nope. You see 2 bolts of dark red psychic energy rip past your head. And Echo. This little thing, it stays attached, pulls its head back, and tries to slam into you, which it does with a 25.
Oh, shit.
Echo, please take damage. 21 points of psychic damage as its head hits against your hip. It's like a jolt right up the spine, right to the brain. And Shroud.
So, I want to use my bonus action for steady aim
Okay.
to give myself advantage on my next attack roll. And then I would like to attack with my short bow. Really? Does that hit? Probably not.
A 10 does not hit, no. I would also take careful aim at this thing as it hits into the wall, because if you aim the wrong way, it's Echo. If you aim the right way, it's the Encephalon. No, the 10 doesn't hit. Would you like to try anything else?
No.
Alright. Echo, same familiar scene. It rips its claws into you for 6 piercing damage as you can feel it pulsate. Your turn.
That's awesome.
If it's any consolation, the other one's getting hit. What would you like to do?
Try to stay on my feet. I'm gonna cast Word of Radiant. So I need a con save of 14, please.
14 con save. Ooh, 2 2s. He fails.
Hallelujah.
Nice.
He's going to take, oh, for pity's sake, 4 points of radiant damage.
Okay, 4 points of radiant damage.
And then I'm going to, I believe, I can still do this. Where's my meta magic? Yeah. Okay, well, there goes that. I'm gonna quicken. No. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself. At
That's not good.
13 level.
How much healing does Echo give herself?
Hallelujah.
That's
19.
good healing.
Okay. That's what I got.
Alright. Nexor.
I just wrote in my notes that Cephalon's bad.
It's Cephalon bad. Yes. Very, very bad. This might have been the thing that Froode warned you to smack away. Nexor, what would you like to do?
Nexor is going to target the Encephalon with, let's say, a level 3 magic missile.
Yes.
That's gonna be four, 8.
13. And
I just heard the weirdest noise and it's scary. Ooh, good damage so far. Look at all those 4s and 3s.
alright, 23. It does look hurt, but it does not detach.
Jeez.
Said Echo, each one of those magic missiles, you kind of feel a reverberation in your hip. Alright, that's your action next, or anything else?
Nope.
Alright, Nyx, you are currently Witch Bolt attached to Falfark.
I'm going to cast him again. With a 2.
Alright, 2 points of damage. All damage is damage.
And then how about my
And what do you want to do for your action?
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is he good at
What's that?
is he good at psychic or no?
Again, it's hard to say. You kind of each witnessed them using psychic energy, but it's hard to say exactly how psychic they are.
I guess I'll try to shoot a fire.
Okay, who you aiming at?
The Encephalon?
Alright. So he's technically occupying 5 feet of space in front of you, so if you do a firebolt, it will be at disadvantage.
Okay, never mind. How about Falfark?
Falfark you can hit with a firebolt at regular, just regular roll.
Okay. Which 8.
And that one misses.
Yep.
So it explodes prematurely. The fire cinders fade in the air right in front of you. It almost past Echo's head, probably.
Sorry, no.
And it is Falfark's turn. And this time he's going to aim his Nightmare Blast at Nyx. So, Nyx, he looks at you, and he'll miss. The disadvantage from the restraint is doing well. And he fires off a second one. for a 14 to hit, which again misses. So just for the record, he'd probably be hitting every turn except for the fact that he's restrained. And he just keeps chanting, obelisk, obelisk, obelisk. And the little encephalon it's attached to Echo. It couldn't bear to part with her.
This saddens me every time you guys attack her because it's my fault.
10 misses, so it can't quite find purchase to slam into you again, even though it is attached. And Shroud, if you would like to assuage your guilt with action, it is your turn.
Okay. I want to try something. So I want to move up right next to Echo. I want to find this little fucking thing, and I want to take a dagger and try to pry it off of her.
If you're trying to pry, go ahead and make a strength check.
Oh boy. Okay. Please, the dice gods. Please. Oh, fuck.
You try to get it off of there. It does not budge under a 6. But it does look like it probably can be pried off physically.
Did that take action, or?
Yeah, that would have taken an action to try to detach it. So you still have bonus actions and cutting actions.
Yeah. And none of my. That'll hit my turn.
Alright, Echo in our familiar ritual. Please take 10 points of piercing damage. As Shroud tries to pry it off, it claws in deeper.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Echo, it's your turn.
Okay.
This thing does look hurt from the magic missiles, though, I will say that.
I am going to this time use my meta magic, and I'm going to twin Toll the Dead. Because that worked great last time. So I need a wisdom save from both of them, please.
Alright, let's start with Encephalon.
I would consider it a personal favor if they both failed.
The Encephalon fails, and that's surprising considering he gets advantage. And the humanoid mutate will not have advantage. And also fail. As a favor to you, they both failed.
Hey, thanks!
You're welcome. Teamwork.
And they each take 7 points of damage.
Okay, 7 points of damage. They each look very badly hurt. Valfark's chanting is still steady, but much weaker. Echo, anything else?
What the heck? I'm gonna go ahead. No, I'm not. I'm gonna save that. I threw that bad off. Okay. I will cast Healing Word again at second level. And these are all for me.
Nice.
My God does love me.
Sometimes. Alright, 15 points of healing.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, Nexor.
That thing is still attached to her, right?
It is. It has not been able to have been detached yet.
I don't think it does. It has a mouth clearly, or at least some kind of mandible, something or other.
It's not biting her. It has
okay.
tentacles that are barbed very deeply into her.
Oh, so it can't laugh.
Get that.
You know what? I think I'm gonna use an action to move. Because, okay, so really quick, if you read Maximilian's Earthen Grasp at the very bottom of the description, it says as an action, you can cause the hand to reach for a different creature or to move to a different unoccupied space within range. Oh shit, wait.
So,
Never mind.
are you wanting to let him
I just
go
read
and
it
like
out loud and it
moving?
finally made sense that if I move the hand, it'll release Falfark.
You can release
So
it
I
if you
can't
want.
move the hand and him.
I condone the releasing of the monsters. Set the monsters free.
You're funny.
Thank you. I
Damn it, I
think
can't
so.
wait to get Bigby's hand. Gimme. All right, screw it. Let's cast Magic Missile again. This time at level 1, so that's 5.
And who are we casting at?
I'm sorry, the Encephalon. The
Okay.
EG. Oh, another 5, so 10. Not bad. 13 force damage.
All right. It remains steadfastly attached.
God damn it! This thing needs to get the fuck off.
Next or anything else?
No, that's my turn. Thank
Nix. What would you like to do?
I will definitely try to Witch's Bolt.
So you're currently attached to the mutate, so you can do 1d12 of bonus damage. Alright, and you still have your action to go.
I guess I will try a Firebolt again at
Alright, go ahead.
Alfart.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
Nice.
That hits.
Okay. That is
Oh, that's good damage. He
Nice.
takes it. His breathing slows. His chanting continues. He looks like he could fall over at any second if it wasn't for the grasping earth. And that takes it to them. Continuing his chant, he will first aim at Nyx again with his Nightmare Blast. For a 21 to hit, which will hit. Alright, so as this streak of red energy hits into your head, you're going to take 4 points of psychic damage. And I need you. First, let's make a Constitution saving throw. So you maintain your Witch's Bolt. Now I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw. And you succeed. You manage to shake off the fear that it's trying to put in your head. But as the first attack fades, you see the second one streak from his head. Whew, that's a good one to have disadvantage on. 15 does hit. At least I do believe it hits. So the second one also slams into your head. So first you're going to take 5 points of psychic damage again. Go ahead and make another Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
Your witch bolt disconnects from it, and I need you to make a wisdom save. So, as your witch bolt disconnects, you feel an unstoppable sensation of fear come over you, and you look at Falfark and you become frightened. You don't run away, but at the same time, you are covered with dread, and you know that you can't take a step closer towards him. And the Encephalon's turn. Not Nyx. The other one. No, Echo. Names are hard. Echo 14 misses, but it is still attached to you. And that goes to Shroud.
Alright, I want to do my, use my bonus action for steady aim.
Alright, now, so if you're aiming for the Encephalon, you're right next to it. So, if you have advantage and disadvantage, that cancels out, you'd have a regular roll. A ranged attack within 5 feet of a creature gives disadvantage. Steady aim would cancel it out, it would be a regular roll.
So is it, okay.
It's up to you. You can do that, or you could...
It doesn't say anything about a ranged attack, though.
You're going to use a crossbow, right? Or a...
I wasn't. I was going to use a dagger.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to take a shot at it with your short bow. Then you would have... Yeah, you could steady aim with a dagger.
Okay. And then, so that gives me advantage on my attack roll, and then I want to do the sneak attack on it too. Which,
so, provided you hit, you can absolutely do the sneak attack damage.
Okay. Crap. Where's my dagger? Hang on. Alright. Please.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that absolutely hits.
Okay, and then okay, so that's 3d4s, I guess.
No, 3d6s. If you go to actions and then all, it is the last option that you have at the bottom.
Okay.
And
okay.
you still roll your regular damage as well. So it's the dagger's damage, and then you roll the 3d6. He's gonna take all of that damage.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. So there's my first roll. Woo!
So actually, I'll say this: when you hit it with the dagger, it detaches and falls to the ground. It seems to be dead.
Okay.
Echo, this thing is no longer attached to you.
So
Yay.
okay.
Shroud, that was your action, and you also did the bonus action, so you should be good there.
Yeah, I can't even move, so.
Echo, it is you. Shroud took a very careful second and took a very precise stab at that thing.
Yay! When it counted, I rolled good.
Echo, what would you like to do?
All right.
This humanoid mutate looks very badly hurt. Very badly hurt.
I would go for Echo and say, "Fuck it up, Echo."
Would I have enough context, given my recent struggle, to know that he can't move?
You see him grabbed by Nexer's magical earth hand.
He's essentially restrained by like loose dirt and rubble and rocks.
You see the big red circle around him.
Yeah.
I would say it's fairly
He can't
obvious
move.
that he can't move.
All right, I'm going to, because now I'm a little upset.
Unleash the fury.
I'm going to move up here, and I'm going to strike at him with Sunblade.
Nice.
All right.
And I have advantage, correct? Because he's restrained.
He is restrained. You do have advantage.
Nice.
Well, thank goodness for advantage.
Nice.
That hits.
One of those was a 2.
But it was the second one, so it wouldn't have mattered.
For a whole 5 damage.
Surprisingly, that doesn't kill him.
What? No way. I think I have something, and I've never used it before. Must be my other cleric. No, it's not. I'm going to use Divine Strike, which deals an extra D8 of radiant damage.
Okay. Don't roll.
I
a
always
one.
this. So another 4.
Which is enough. So you take your family sword and slice through him. Arms come off, and as he does, his trunk falls towards you. You dodge out of the way, and it looks up at you, twisting its head far more than it should be able to twist its head. And its dying words to you are, "The far realm comes. Gather the obelisk. The world returns to order." And as he says that, Frampt barges in and says, "Hey guys, what'd I miss?" And that's where we'll call it.
It's the king during that fight, Brant.
That was the longest piss I've ever heard of.
Well, sometimes you piss and then you get lost.
Sometimes that number 1 turns into a number 2.
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
Echo, you have a sunblade
Yeah!
that
I'm alive.
that
Great.
apparently grants you visions of some sort. Of
I like that.
angels and things with ruby rods. I wonder who that could be.
I thought that leech was going to do you in.
Me
That's
too,
awful.
honestly. That without the healing, it certainly would have.
Yeah, I got down to 7 hit points. If no one was
Oh my
watching.
god, I wish you would have said something. Jesus.
I had to burn 2
Oh.
sunblots to keep myself up.
Ramp was
So-
sorely missed.
I'm a wizard. I don't really have many options to heal, if any, except myself. So I'm sorry, but I can't help you in that front. On that front.
That's okay. The cleric.
I will say that the disadvantage helped way more than you could realize than the restraint.
Oh my god.
If that thing
That's
closed
the whole
physically,
reason why I fucking took it, man.
if that thing closed physically, it would have been very dangerous.
Yeah. I ain't playing around with this, man. I'm taking this wizard and I'm ready to go.
I mean,
I'm here to help y'all motherfuckers out.
I'm pretty sure you seen after those first few attacks on me, I'm like, fucking nope.
Yeah, and you bailed the hell out. Like, nah, let's put an end to this right now. Even if he's attacking, it's at disadvantage, and at least he can't fucking close.
I should have at least listened to the door with my perception with +7.
It might not have hurt. I don't know how chatty they would have been, but you certainly could have heard something.
Well,
Yes.
we'll learn, right? That's what's important. Those little flying fuckers are dangerous, and we, have a road now. So
Really quick, before we log off, is it possible to roll to see if I recognize that creature or even the mutate as something that I might have come across during my studies?
The encephalon?
Yeah,
Let me
it's
see.
got tentacles. I'm not sure what it is player wise, but it sounds like it could be familiar.
Let me I'm reading its description right now.
I don't even want to go down those fucking steps now with all the footprints going that way.
I hope it's down there.
Somebody fucked around and found out.
So you're welcome to make a roll. I'll tell you what you get.
What do you think it would be? History?
History or Arcana.
I'll go with history on this one.
As I always
Look at
say,
that nice 28.
Holy shit.
as I always say, different rolls give you different things, right? So
Yeah.
history gives you different information from Arcana.
Right.
With a 28, you have read that mind flares. Mind flares, tadpoles aren't always the only options. Some things kind of offshoot into other beings instead of tadpoles. And it can end up being creatures like this.
Should have got my illithid powers.
I would also say that you probably realize this thing's just a baby.
I know that it's what?
Just
a baby?
just a baby. It's not really the dangerous ones.
Should have got my illithid powers by eating it.
Yes.
Gross.
Then you two can control all the other dormant tadpoles.
I would definitely relay that information to the party so that they are aware. And I would specify to Nyx that would explain its immunity to your psychic attack earlier.
Wait, what would explain the immunity to the psychic attack?
So mind flayers and everything dealing with mind flayers just assume they're immune to psychic damage. So basically, if you see anything with tentacles, it looks like a squid or something out of H.P. Lovecraft, don't bother using psychic damage against it. Most likely it'll be immune to it. That mind sliver you cast earlier, it did no damage.
Yeah, that's kind of why I didn't cast it again. I wanted to see if it did. I kind of assumed it would have, but you just never know in game until you actually throw something out there. So it actually gave y'all some heads up of, oh.
Yeah, it absolutely gave Nexor the insight to not bother with any of his psychic damage spells, which is quite enough. But yeah, that's why I said that's very good information. So in character, now you know a little bit about that shit.
Yep.
When we go downstairs, I'm definitely fucking stealthing down that bitch.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I'll take lead, but I'll stealth.
Stealthing is always recommended with rogues.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got +9 in stealth.
I
just
do
hang
like
back in the
plague
background
rogues.
and wait.
I know that we're trying to stealth. I'm just saying.
Also, I need, just top of game, I need to get Echo to give me her armor. I need to make her some more effective armor. I have proficiency with Smith's tools. I can turn her scale mail bitch armor into some breastplate and take that disadvantage on stealth away from you. No more noisy sneaking. Oh wait, no, you have somebody has something like pass without trace or whatever? I can't recall.
I have invisibility
Shit, yeah.
and darkness.
Put it on Echo and negate that shit.
Yep. I was gonna give her dragon's breath, but
Concentration.
I'm still trying to learn how to bring about that bloodline in game.
You're doing quite a good
I
job
have a
so
gift
far.
for you,
I
Nyx.
know, right?
I have a gift for you, Nyx. You might love me, you might also hate me at the same time, but I gotta give you something during downtime. And
Okay.
and
Wow,
that
chicka,
actually
wow,
leads me
wow.
to bring up, I have to ask you a question, DM, later on,
Rock, paper,
when it comes
scissors?
up. No, it's just about the time limit on Find Familiar. It doesn't really specify.
The time limit on Find Familiar. We could look into it later.
Right.
So
Ooh, I'm excited. Even though like Grum is causing y'all to have some bleeding hearts, I'm excited. Gonna be interesting to see how this unfurls now that there's 2 new characters.
Yes. Yes.